I didn't upload for a few days because I wanted to take a break. I was uploading quite regularly and I just wanted to take a break and take stock and breathe the summer air. Um, Interestingly enough, I'm going to talk about creator rivalry and some other things um, on this podcast. I'm feeling really drowsy and really tired. I don't know why, but I just I'm not myself today, but I'm going to go for it anyway. Um, I watched a video where AD was debunking Dave's trip to the USA. And of course, I've spoken about this on my channel. Um, Now, everyone knows that I'm no fan or friend of Dave, but he actually paid me a visit the other day and left. We had a very, very nice exchange. It was very pleasant. It was very civil. Dave knows that I'll never be a fan of him. We both acknowledge that, but we had a very civil but brief conversation. And that's what mature people do. You don't have to like somebody. You don't have to like me to listen to my content. You don't have to like me to leave a civil comment. Do you know what I mean? You can leave a civil comment on my channel. Anyone it doesn't even have to be in agreement with what I'm saying. Somebody left a comment on my channel, I think it was today or yesterday, and it was opposed to my views, but it was made respectfully, and I gave a respectful response, and we had a good chat. So you don't have to like somebody to be civil towards them. Dave left a very civil, respectful comment on my channel, and I responded in turn, and I responded civilly towards him. And this is not going to be. I'm not going to be heavily criticizing Dave because I've done that. I don't need to continue to do it. I've done it. At some point, you got to stop. There's just no point in continuing to do it over and over again. It's well known and well documented that there's a lot of things that Dave says and does on his channel that I don't agree with, but I don't have to say that every 5 seconds. So anyway, Dave, and I will say that in the next part, Dave gave me the name the Busty Shiner. So, and there was somebody saying, "Oh, I'm friends with Dave now," just because they saw us have this exchange. No, I'm not friends with Dave. I can still be civil towards him, even though I don't agree with what he's doing. But there is a rivalry between Dave and AD. And I remember AD recently saying that he no longer gets involved or associated with other creators because they turn on you. And I don't completely think that AD told the truth, because he's very much involved with other creators. He's constantly talking to other creators. So I don't know why he would say that he no longer gets involved with other creators. But I do know what he means. Dave and AD were very, very friendly in the beginning. And then as they started to compete for the audience and compete for subs, it really turned sour between them. And that's sad. That's a bit sad. And the rivalry between them is still going. There's been so many rivalries over the years, like in the media. The rivalry between, for example, Meghan Markle and Kate Middleton. They played that rivalry so badly when Meghan Markle was still living here. And I'm actually going to do an episode on Meghan Markle one day, because my views on Meghan Markle seem to be very different from my subs' views. I mean, a lot of my subs, they just don't like her. And my opinion is different, but I will speak about that in another lifetime, in another podcast. I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm so drowsy and tired, y'all. And obviously the rivalry between Michael Jackson and Madonna, or Michael Jackson and Prince, or Rihanna and Beyonce, all these different rivalries that are played out in the media. And obviously you've got YouTube rivalries, and there's one between Dave and AD. And even though they have a lot of the same views, still they don't seem to get along. I'm personally not interested in being in a rivalry with any creator. I'm not interested in being in competition with any creator. That song that says, "You do your thing, I do mine. You be you, I'll be me." This is how I see it. You do your thing, I do my thing. If you put out a video and you get 5,000 views, good for you. If I put a video out and I get 2 views, whatever. You do your thing. You stay on your side of the aisle. I'll stay on mine. If you want to visit from time to time and leave a pleasant comment, a respectful comment, that's fine. But you do your thing. I do my thing. And that's exactly how I see my YouTube life from now on. I'm not going to be cozying up to anyone. I learned my lesson. It was a lesson that I learned not to ever do again. And I want to be respectful to my subs, and I want to be respectful to the environment on YouTube. And I'm not interested in toxicity at all. I want a toxic free YouTube environment. That's what I strive for now. Dave is the one that gave me the name, the Busty Shiner. You know, I just take that as tongue in cheek. I'm not offended by it at all. I think this is what I really want to say. And on my next episode, on my next podcast episode, I'm going to do a Q&A, because I think that my subs, they're questions that they ask me throughout my time on YouTube. And I can't answer everybody all at once. So it will be a great way to actually get some questions answered, for you to find out some more things about me. And also I would like to do some cases, revisit the Chris Watts case. The Netflix documentary got 52 million views, or had a viewership of 52 million. And it is the most watched documentary crime feature film on Netflix ever. And I remember when The Tiger King came out, and that was really, really huge, and it was like a phenomenon. So I would like to talk about some Netflix-related stuff, some true crime shows, revisit some cases like the Lori Valadapo case and the Chris Watts case. And I'd like to do some Q&A with you. A lot of people want to know why I never go on cam. And I am not looking at the YouTube environment as it is right now. I am so glad that I don't go on camera. I am so glad. Notice Mensa doesn't go on camera either, but no one says anything about that. No one cares that Mensa doesn't go on camera. No one asks why she doesn't go on camera. No one says anything. I am so glad that I don't go on camera. And actually, I don't even know how to use my laptop camera. It's not something that I ever figured out how to use. And I'm not saying that I never will either. I do dance. I dance to music, and some of my friends used to do like little dance shows. So I might do a dance off one day and put it, and upload it, with one of my friends. I'm not completely opposed, but at this point, as I'm speaking to you right now, I'm glad that I don't go on camera, and I don't have to worry about fixing lighting and positioning and stuff like that. I don't have to worry about a video being grainy. I can just, and once someone said to me about a year ago, "You're a narcissist because you use your own photographs." Apparently I'm a narcissist because I put my own photographs on my podcast templates. I mean, come on now. That makes me a narcissist, apparently, because I use my own photographs. But yeah, I'm going to do a Q&A, and I'm going to answer some of your questions such as that and some other things. But I am a firm believer that there has to be a distinction between your online life and your personal everyday life. They're two different things. And some people merge them and do well with merging their personal lives with their online life, but I don't want to do that currently. I just don't want to do that. I want to keep my personal life and my personal day-to-day life separate from my online life. I might share some things with you, like my cooking and my baking and stuff like that. But, I like my space and I like my privacy. And I'm not interested in being rivals with any creator. I'm not in competition with any creator. I'm not rivaling with any creator. I don't want to I want to be far away from that. Some people say, "Oh, you're friends with AD. She's friends." There's rumors that I'm friends with AD now, really good friends. she's really good friends with AD now, and she's still involved with that guy. Nope, none of those things are true. I've never actually spoken to AD as I speak to you now. I have never actually spoken directly to AD, either in commenting or face to face or through live stream. I've never actually spoken to him. There's a lot of his content that's been criticized lately by the truth channels, and I am with the truth channels in the sense that I don't agree with what he's saying. I don't agree with his conspiracy theories, but I think that there's a point when you have to step back and say, look, I might not agree with what somebody's saying or doing, but am I actually, me criticizing them and constantly recording what he says and repeating it on a channel, is that really helping anyone? His subs don't listen to the truth channels. They don't care what the truth channels have to say. It's not. I don't think there's going to be a court case, and I've said that repeatedly, and I'll talk about that later. The strikes on his channels didn't work, so nothing seems to work. No matter what anyone does, he's still standing. So at some point, and I used to get really riled up with his content as well. But at this juncture, I've just decided, you know what? I might not agree with what he says. I might not agree with his conspiracy theories, but I'm leaving him to it. I cannot be bothered to jump back into that swamp and just be critiquing everything he says and does. Nothing ever happens to him anyway. His channel's still there. He's still standing. So what's the point? I kind of feel that way. And like I said, I'll never be friends with Dave. I'll never be a fan of Dave, but I can still have a civil conversation with him. Dave is very nice when he comes to my channel. He leaves comments that are respectful. And if somebody's respectful, regardless of how I feel about them or how they feel about me, I'll be respectful too. There is an ongoing rivalry between Dave and AD though, and it doesn't seem to be dying down anytime too soon. So, since I talked about the Claire situation, Claire Morgan, I think AD, forget about his theories, what he did regarding Claire Morgan, how he showed why his channel is still standing, how he revealed what happened step by step, showing you receipts, showing you, proof. It is clear now with absolute certainty that Claire Morgan isn't a lawyer. She was never a lawyer. And a lot of Ruzek supporters are angry with me that I've exposed her or that she's been exposed. But AD proved it. He proved that she wasn't a lawyer. Had she been a lawyer, AD's channel would not be up. She didn't follow the protocol. She didn't follow the prompt. She didn't have the numbers. She didn't have a court date. She couldn't answer questions. She wasn't a lawyer. She isn't a lawyer. And, whether AD's channels remains for the foreseeable future is not even the issue, because at the time that she did what she did, it didn't work. And she didn't follow the prompt. So we know now, we have conclusive proof that Claire Morgan was never a lawyer. She's not an attorney. And with regard to the fund, since I talked about it on my channel, why is it stalled? And let me just say something. I hope that the Ruzeks do hold some people accountable for what they've done, because I do think that there is a case. I just don't think that AD is the worst of them now. I don't think AD is the worst. And I think it's going to be an uphill battle to raise the funds and get him into court. That's just my opinion. And I'm going to tell you the truth. It's going to be a struggle and an uphill battle to get him into court. And it's going to drag on and drag on and drag on. Weeks and months will pass. And you'll probably hear of things happening. And you'll find that nothing ever happens. The best, anyone can hope for is that his channels are closed down. But that is a definite question mark with regard to that in the first place. It didn't happen when Claire struck him, so almost besides the point to a degree. So anyway, since I talked about the fund stalling, and I brought awareness to this, and Team Phoenix even talked about it. That it hasn't gone up, So a little bit of publicity hasn't made this. It hasn't gone up. It's stayed stagnant. And all I can say is people who say they support the Rusex, knowing that this fund has stalled, why aren't you, why not give some pace for some more money into the fund? I mean, if you really believe there's going to be a court case, if you have the money to do so, there's one person I know who supports a family that I was friends with that, she has money. Why doesn't she donate? The stretch target is 75,000. We're at 36,000. Oh my goodness. I've forgotten to read something to you. Oh my goodness. If I can just find it. If I can just find it in my studio, this lady, I think it was a woman anyway, this woman I can't see from her profile whether she was male or female, but I got a letter, a comment, which was written in the form of a letter about, let's see if I can find it, okay, here we are. And I'm not going to read the whole thing because it's just so long. She seems to be a supporter of BAM. Not everyone knows who she is. And I've been told that I've done a BAM, but I haven't. I mean, I wish the Rusex well in life. I really do. And I wish them well. Okay, so she wrote me a letter. This lady wrote me a letter in regard to Claire. I defended them for years. She's saying this in regard to the Rusex, and did my best giving money and donated things for an auction. We all gave what we could and didn't want a parade for it. A simple thank you might have been nice, but hey, it is what it is. When you reach the goal set by the family, then all of a sudden it goes up. Okay, it's a big case, they need more, so we kept going. Then it went up again. We were all confused and had no idea what was going on. When we did ask, we were eaten and made to feel horrible to even have the audacity to question what was happening. We didn't want a blow-by-blow account, just a reasonable reason why the amount went up so drastically. I hope they get AD and the likes of him down. I hope they have their day in court. I hope with all my heart this all ends soon so everyone can move on and leave the family be. I wish them well in all they do. So do I. I really do. I'm just not being part of it anymore. There's one person who's suffering a lot here as well as the family, and that's BAM. The family have a lot of people helping them. I'm going to help BAM. So this is obviously from a BAM supporter. And this person said that, BAM did a lot to help the family. And that person feels like BAM didn't get the respect or the thank you for it that she deserved. And basically this person is saying that there was an amount asked for in terms of money. And once that target was reached, the figure requested would go up again, and it would go up drastically, and she didn't understand why. I think it's a female. I can't see from photograph. And she doesn't want to be any part of it anymore in regards to helping them raise funds, but that she does wish the Rusek family the best. And so do I. I really do. I really do hope. They've been through a terrible tragedy. There's no question. And I do hope that one day they'll find peace.